Okay, well, hello everyone. I'm Bill Quirk and I represent Hayward, Union City, Fremont, North Fremont, and then the unincorporated areas of Alameda County, Sunol, Ashland, Sharyland, San Lorenzo, and Castro Valley. My number one goal is COVID-19 recovery. We have too many people who are just suffering terribly, some of them have lost everything. And I know that older Californians and those with disabilities are also, as we heard in the beginning, really suffering under this as they shelter in place. As a PhD and the only scientist in the state assembly, science drives my work. I focused my time in the assembly on issues of public safety, the environment, and the climate crisis, supported legislation that increases affordable housing and calls for stronger tenant protections. As chair of the Environmental Safety and Toxic Materials Committee, I protected people against pesticide and chemical contamination, and have authored several bills to protect children from lead exposure. I consistently vote against tax deductions as they don't help needy families, most of whom don't pay state taxes, and they take away funding from our public schools, our support for the elderly, and many other important programs. I've co-authored the bill for 100% renewable energy. I consistently vote against policies that lock people up and throw away the key. I've helped secure $1 billion to help cities reduce homelessness across the state. And I've successfully fought for increased funding for our public schools, colleges, and universities to better prepare Californians competing for 21st century jobs. I hope to continue my work in these areas and continue to lead with the values we share. I was asked to answer several questions. First, yes, I support universal long-term services and support benefits for all Californians. All older Californians and those with disabilities should be able to choose to remain in their communities as they age and have access to a broad range of services. I made a different choice myself. I live in a continuing care retirement community called Acacia Creek. Somebody just took my picture out of the way. They started screen sharing. Okay, good. Anyway, I live in this retirement community, which has independent living, assisted living, and then eventually, if you need it, special nursing facilities, but it's all on one campus, so you don't separate it, friends from one another. Second question, yes, I support a Medicare for all system. And that's going to be something that I hope we get a new administration in DC. And so we get some help in trying to make a uniform system across the country, but certainly here in California. I do support the Schools and Communities First initiative, and I have publicly endorsed that initiative, Prop 15. So next question, I have voted to support stronger renter protections, such as prohibiting landlords from discriminating against tenants who rely on housing assistance paid directly to landowners like Section 8 vouchers. I voted to place a cap on how much landlords can increase rent and limit their ability to evict tenants. And I'll continue to fight for and preserve funding in our state budget for affordable housing projects and further stabilization of rents. I'll continue to support and fund state programs and grants that focus on injury prevention, education, home modifications for seniors who are at risk of falling or institutionalization. I support organizations like the Dignity at Home Fall Preservation Program to make sure older homeowners have the help they need for essential repairs and make sure their homes are more accessible as they age. Yes, I have continually supported and voted for efforts to increase funding for affordable housing and make it easier to build. Yes, I will work with other elected officials and community members to ensure a comprehensive emergency response plan for our most vulnerable. While we all are sheltering in place right now because of the pandemic, it's critical that we prioritize the safety of our most vulnerable Californians. The state's Great Place Delivery program and Meals on Wheels helps feed isolated seniors during these tough times and also allows us to check in on them and make sure they're doing well. Finally, I've been a union member for 39 years. I have the endorsement of the State Labor Federation and virtually every statewide and local union. I have the endorsement of the governor, the lieutenant governor, the attorney general, the state treasurer, state superintendent of schools, and the insurance commissioner. I have also been endorsed by all the mayors and 16 council members in the cities I serve. If reelected, I will continue to serve the vulnerable members of my district and the state as we fight back from the economic and human disaster caused by COVID-19. Thank you.